Well, we've done the Omni-Hero side. Now it is time to open the gates of darkness and smother anyone who dares to duel me with some tainted love. Hello everyone, thank you for turning into Team Forbidden's YouTube page. It is I, Seto-sama the Fanatic, back at you with a brand new deck profile on the channel. This is one that I've been trying to collect the cards for because I've been collecting all of the Jade and Yuki stuff. I mean, how many hero profiles have we had on the channel? I tried to see if I could get this stuff out for Kluger, but then this became its own deck. So, the Undying Lover, as I call this. Here's my version of Yubel. The only thing that I'm going to say about this is I don't have the Unchained package, so my build is going to be a little more pure, but it in theory it should still work, and the Unchained package is great, but it's not necessary in my opinion. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our deck profile to see what our little demon lover is up to. First off, we are running 2 copies of Yubel itself. We went with the silver letter rares for this one because they look kind of cool, actually. I'm not going to lie. Normally, you only run 1 copy of this card, but there are certain combo videos that I've seen where having 2 copies of Yubel is necessary. 1 copy of Terror Incarnate, and 1 copy of the Ultimate Nightmare. We're probably never going to go into the Ultimate Nightmare, but because Nightmare Throne lets you go up or down based on the level, I feel you might as well just run the Ultimate Nightmare. Because, again, if you get this off, this thing is a monster. It's an absolute monster. All right. 3 copies of Spirit of Yubel. This is Spirit of Neos, but for Yubel. Really good stuff right here. Can't be destroyed by battle, and you take no battle damage, just like the other stuff. And then when it's destroyed, you summon Yubel. And you search Yubel cards when you summon. So the heart and soul of the deck, basically. 1 copy of Geist Grinder Golem. I'm running this instead of the Unchained guy because I like being able to... 1, it's in theme. 2, sometimes you just want to put this on the field and just ram a Yubel into it and then just say, hey, take all the damage. 3 copies of Grave Squirmer. This helps you pop your Yubels. Does stuff from there. I see some people only run 2 copies. I don't know why, but we run 3. 3 copies of Samsara Lotus, because this lets you search out your spirit and then go from there. And I've seen various different ways of implementing this package. And I couldn't figure out which ratio I wanted more. Some people run 3 of the one card and 2 of the other, or they run other different ratios. I opted to go 2 Dark Beckoning Beasts, because this little engine with Yubel is dumb because everything is fiends. So you summon this, and then you could use the effect to get the Spirit Gates, and the Spirit Gates can get you your spells and continuous spells and traps back when you put Yubel out because it's a level 10 monster, or Spirit of Yubel because it's a level 10 monster. And you could literally just have this, search the Spirit Gates, go into other moves and combos for free. 3 copies of Ash Blossom, because it's Ash Blossom and Joy of Spring. 3 copies of Ghost Ogre, because this card is apparently really, really good right now. That's it for the monsters. To the spell cards, of which there are quite a few. So the first thing we are going to get into is Nightmare Pain. This is one of your main searches of the deck. So during your main phase, you destroy a dark monster in your hand or face-up field. And if you do, you add a Yubel card or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand. And then your opponent basically takes all damage from battles that you would take while this is face up. And, yeah, This thing is your main searcher. You pop your stuff and you combo off. 3 copies of Nightmare Throne, which this can't be searched by Nightmare Pain because it mentions Yubel monster instead of Yubel specifically. But this is your other searcher, and it helps further your plays. To make sure that we have this card, we have a 4th copy of it in Terraforming. So you can't search this with Nightmare Pain, but yeah, when you activate this card, you take 1 Fiend monster with a 0 attack and defense from your deck, and either add it to your hand or destroy it. So this basically, you just take regular Yubel, destroy it, and summon Terror Incarnate for free. Once per turn, if a face-up Yubel monsters you control leaves the field by card effect, you can add to your hand 1 Yubel monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment whose level is 1 higher or 1 lower than that the monster originally had on the field. And you can only activate 1 Nightmare Throne per turn. So yeah, because it says Yubel monster and doesn't mention Yubel specifically, you can't search it with Nightmare Pain, unfortunately. But we have 4 copies of it because of the terraforming. 1 Mature Chronicle. We're only running the 1 copy of this. This builds up counters and lets you do various stuff based on the number of counters that you've got. So each time a monster is special summoned that is a Yubel monster or mentions Yubel, place 1 Chronicle counter on this card. And then you can remove counters and activate the following effects. 1, you can special summon Yubel from your graveyard. So it mentions it specifically. 2, add 1 of your banished cards to your hand. 3, banish 1 card from your deck. 4, destroy 1 card on the field. 5, add super polymerization to your hit from your deck to your hand. And you can only use 1 of these effects per turn. You have it in here because it searches super poly. That's basically it. 2 openings of the Spirit Gates because you need this because you're running the other package and this just helps you just climb and do stuff. A lot of people aren't running this card, but I'm still running Pot of Prosperity because it's Pot of Prosperity. You need more consistency, and I'm not running the Unchained package because I don't have it and I don't feel like investing in it. Plus, I need a deck that's running this card. Otherwise, I might as well just sell it, and they're not as expensive as they used to be because thank you, Rarity Collection 1. 3 copies of Super Polymerization because this card is dumb. You could make an argument for this card that it should have never been unbanned because I remember it was banned at one point. And it's searchable. That just makes it even dumber. So, for our trap cards, we've got 1 Eternal Favorite. I was running more than 1 copy, but you've got the Spirit Gates to get it back, so it's unnecessary. And then 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, because it's infinite impermanence. I believe I've got 42 cards in the deck to make sure that I don't, brick off of certain stuff. Into the extra deck. Because I don't have the Unchained package, we're also doing some slightly more unconventional card choices. So we are running a full playset of Yubel, the Loving Defender Forever. So this card is really, really good. The only way I'm going to replace this card is when we finally get the Phantom of Yubel fusion monster over here. No clue when we're getting that. Maybe battles, but I doubt it. So it's any Yubel monster plus 1 plus effect monsters on the field. So you basically summon Yubel and super poly your opponent's entire board. If that's not bad enough, if this card is fusion summoned, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster used for fusion material. So it's like 2, 1,000. 3 plus, oof. You win in time, basically. Then you can only use this effect of Yubel, Loving Defender Forever once per turn. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. And also, you take no battle damage from battles involving it. You also inflict damage to your opponent equal to that opponent's monster's attack when you attack it. And then if you do, you banish that monster. So if you don't super poly it away because it's unaffected, you're like, all right, cool. Let me just burn you for everything else. Cool, let me attack into that. I've got Nightmare Pain out. You take all the damage, and then you take burn damage from that monster. It is... oof. Magnifique. For our super poly targets, we've got 1 Protoplant and Trichostaplia, 1 Garura, and 1 Mud Dragon. Because you need these for super poly targets. These cards are dumb. For Xyz, we are running the Dreadnought Gustav Max, because burn for 2,000 is funny. Sky Palace, it's an alternative rank 10 that pops a card and burns for 1,000. Super Dreadnought Male, Xyz summon it by using a rank 10 machine Xyz monster you control. And then this is 6k and it can attack multiple times. We are running, for our last Xyz, we are running one of the new Varudras, Final Bringer of the End Times. What a name. It's a rank 10 Omni Negate. And we're running Djinn Buster because we needed some other card in here. For Link Monsters, we've got 1 Blacklisted Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, because you can get 3 monsters on the board relatively easy, and I've had numerous games where I make this guy and I just win. So, he's a great Link 3. Muckraker is especially good in here. Anima is also good. And Almirage you have because you need that to... Dark Beckoning Beast is a 2-card Link 2. It's good. Into the side deck. For our side deck, we have 3 copies of Dimension Shifter, because we don't care if our stuff gets banished. We can still summon a lot of the Yubel stuff just works with the banished stuff, and we can always get them back. 3 Droll and Lockbird, because Droll and Lockbird is just dumb. You drop this against the right deck, and then they can't play. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 2 Lightning Storms, 3 Evenly Matched, because back row just utterly destroys this deck. And we need to have an answer for the Tenpai Dragons. So our answer is the Dimensional Barrier. They go in, you just declare Synchro Summon on this, and they're not going to be able to OTK you. And then you can just build up stuff and then just go after their monsters. So that is the Yubel deck profile. Mostly pure. I can try out the Unchained cards if you guys like, but I don't really do tournaments all that much for Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. I'm kind of stuck on Digimon for doing that, and even then, I'm probably not going to be doing tournaments much more for ever. I'm dealing with a kind of difficult point in my life right now, where trading cards, it's been my hobby for years, but it's kind of losing its luster on me. Not to mention it's really, really expensive, especially Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is why I've tried quitting a couple of times, but I've never gotten all the way to quitting, because I have so much nostalgia for this game. It's not even fair. But guys, like, comment, subscribe, hit that button down below for notifications. Let us know other deck profiles you guys would like to see, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Love you all.